Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night. Wherever you are, we're excited to have you here today. It is a magical Monday evening here in beautiful Southwest Georgia. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. So, as we begin our session, as always, let's start off with a little disclaimer. Please remember that any information provided on the show today is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It's not meant to treat or diagnose any mental health or health conditions. And please, no health or legal questions. And you must be 18 or over to get a reading. Hello. Hey, ladies. Hey, Tammy. Welcome, Brenda. It is so wonderful to see you guys. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm so excited to be with you. Please bear with me as I feel like I'm losing my voice. So if I clear my throat a lot this evening, please excuse me. I'm trying to get through it. Right after this, I'm going to bed. So I hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing day. Let's go ahead and start with our affirmations, and then we'll get into our readings and see how you go today. Hello from South Africa. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love seeing people from around the globe. Thank you guys so much for being here. So wonderful. All right, so affirmation meditations. Who's ready for them? All right, let's see what the universe has in store for us today. So go ahead and get yourself nice and aligned. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and drop your shoulders and just allow your body to relax. Allow your tummy to just breathe out nice and normal. Just let that expand and relax. Go ahead now and just release the tension in your fingers. So just kind of opening and closing a little bit. Good. Tension tends to get stored there. Release your jawline. Relaxing that a little bit. Good. Let's see what the universe has in store for us today. So this week's affirmation, I say today's affirmation, but I like using it for the week. This week's affirmation is, I give myself permission to be playful. I give myself permission to be playful. Perfect. I'm glad that you needed this. All right. So go ahead. Right hand over your heart, left hand over your tummy, and just allow yourself this moment. I give myself permission to be playful. Breathing that in nice and deep. Good. Big exhale. Really connecting with that lost inner child who just loves to play and be curious. Connect with that child again. Go ahead and breathe in nice and deep. Before the pain, before the sadness, before the adulthood. Good. Big exhale out. I give myself permission to be playful. Big inhale. Big belly breath. Good. Big exhale out. Last time in. I give myself permission to be playful. Nice breath in. Good. Big exhale out. Lovely. All right. This is our mantra for this week. And this is so important. So one of the reasons that this is important is because we are coming into holiday seasons and end of year and all of the things. And we get so caught up with running around and having to do everything for everybody and burning ourselves out so fast, right? So please make sure that you take some time out for you. Let that be your reminder. I always say you are your greatest relationship, right? So everything starts and begins and ends with you. So you have to take care of you. Hey, Presh. Oh my gosh. Presh, it is so wonderful to see you. Hi, darling. Yes, you may. All right. So please also remember any donations that are provided. Let me know in the comments so I can get to first donation readings take priority. So we have Miss Tammy. Miss Tammy, we are going to be using, hey, Amantha, welcome. It is great to see you again. Love having you here, my dear. Tammy, are you still here, my dear? Yes, perfect. All right. So, Miss Tammy, for you, we are working with the Rose Oracle deck. And this has quickly become one of my favorite decks to work with. It is one of my newer ones, but it has quickly rose to the top, if you will, as one of my favorite decks to work with. It just, I think, for me, it just has such a pure, motherly, almost like a comforting energy, and it just feels so good to work with this deck. I love this deck so much. Ooh. I love, love, love it. Thank you. Okay. So, Miss Tammy, I'm loving this. Your team is so beautifully expressive this evening. Your first card is Whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, channel. And I love how this reads. Just a second. As you see the next one, the second one is Release the Petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding all change. Look how stunning this is. And your last one is The Wild Rose. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness, untamed. Ooh, I'm getting chills on this. And one of the things that I really kind of want you to also take notice is just see how beautifully surrounded she is. So that would be basically you in the center and having this beautiful support system behind you. Obviously, always not just in our physical realm, but in our spiritual realm as well. Yeah. So that Whispers from Mother Earth, you know, one of the things that keeps coming through as I was reading that was coming through really, really heavy, if you will. Just the where it said that channel and then all change and death and rebirth and transformation, like this is really encouraging you. They're encouraging you to really give yourself permission for this, right? Step outside of your comfort zone. It's time to just start going in. It's time to start trusting a little bit more. Channel any type of ideas that you have, creativity. Yes, anything that you want to write down. If there's a book that it feels like it's inside of you right now, it's a really great time to start getting those ideas out. And here's the thing, right? Even if we don't know where to start, starting somewhere is better than not starting at all, right? Don't worry about having to create this novel all in a week's time. It takes time. Get your ideas out. What's the book going to be about? Start working on things. Even if it's, not having to get an entire book together, just piece by piece, ideas need to form so then that way they can grow. Does that make sense? And this is really saying, do you. Like they are just like, do you. It is time for you to do you in a way that you've never done before. Because the reality is that as we step into this uniqueness and as we step in this, you're telling your story. Right? You're telling your story in a way that now is going to attract other people and give them the inspiration to do the same thing. Seeing your courage, change and death and rebirth. This is stepping out of it. Again, they're asking you to step out of it, to trust the process, go into this transformation, go into this death and rebirth. In order for a rebirth to happen, something has to die. Does that make sense? And so if you allow that part of it to die out, and giving it its proper grieving process as well, right? So not necessarily saying that you have to go in and just be like, okay, well, everything's hunky-dory. No, there is a grieving process that can and should take place, yeah? But in that, do not get stuck in the old you or the old processes or the old relationships. It's acknowledging what they were, right? Giving respect to them and honoring what they now can bring into this next part for you. Does that make sense? So giving yourself that space for that. And then I just love that, do it your way, whatever that looks like for you. And it could be something completely different, but they are saying that you are so loved and supported in this, that there is no getting it wrong. So don't worry about getting it wrong, because that can't happen. Now, are you going to have some lessons and maybe some aha moments along the way, right? Or some kind of like even ouch moments along the way? Yes. And that's okay, because what they're saying is that that's part of the healing process. So even if it's, again, you writing, you painting, you whatever it is that you're getting this out and channeling this energy, this pain, this love, all of those things, there's a healing that takes place along with that. So it's not just a, very one-dimensional thing that's happening. It's creating and opening up so many other avenues, not just for you, but for those around you as well, because your energy expands. Yes, I understand. So this is a great space for you now, just to take some time, go back, do some rebuilding. This is a moment for you. So that is your reading for this evening, Miss Tammy. Thank you so much. This was wonderful. You're welcome. Presh, are you here, my dear? And Miss Tammy, I do hope you feel better. Sending you love and healing energy. Quick recovery, my friend. You're welcome. Hello, Miss Presh. How are you? It has been way too long. Thank you for being here. Love and healing to Tammy, indeed. Oof. I love this card that just fell out for you, Presh. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is this? Okay, I told you I absolutely love this deck. My time changed a while ago. So I've been on Monday nights at 6:30 for a couple of months now. My coaching schedule just got super hectic during the day, so I haven't been able to do the show during the day. So Monday at 6:30 seems to be a good time. I'm hot with the sweater on. I'm cold with the sweater off. Okay, we're just gonna. This isn't working. Maybe if I just pull up the sleeves, it'll be a little bit better. All right. And I was saying, I think it was last week I was mentioning that I was considering getting another time in so I can be on twice a week, but we'll see how that plays out. My upcoming couple months is going to be super, super busy. But so your first card that fell out, Ms. Presh, is Trust the Seasons, Embracing Change, Cycles of Life, Transitions, and Growth. And I love this card so much that I can tell. But this is so beautiful because it literally has all of the cycles of the rose. Look how stunning that is. From seedling all the way to full bloom. And then as it starts to lose its petals, and then just kind of going back into earth again. The return, a new story. You decide alignment. It's coming together. And again, being full bloom. And then the last is the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnerships, and friendships. Isn't that beautiful? So what I'm hearing from them is, and again, that cycles and trust the seasons was one of the cards that fell out as I was shuffling for you. One of the things that, so what they're saying is that one of the things that really it's important for you to embrace is the change. And I know that sometimes that can be super difficult, but these changes and these cycles are a constant, and that's something that's always going to be, especially with growth, right? If things aren't around you aren't changing, if the people around you aren't changing, if the relationships aren't changing, then there's stagnant energy somewhere, whether that's with you or with the situations around you. Yeah. So what's happening with my ponytail? Okay. So sorry about that. So really embrace the change, allow things to change, allow things to come, allow things to go. And I think that one of the things that is super important is to practice detachment. And that's one of the things that they are just kind of like screaming in my ear right now, practicing detachment. Do not get caught up with how you think something is supposed to be, the end result of something, how somebody's supposed to behave. Now, I will say this in the sense of, because with this and this growth that comes in, it allows you to now be able to partner up and to have these collaborations like they're mentioning. So what does that mean? When you start in accepting and going into this growth and these new changes that come for you, then it creates opportunities. We talked about the difference between opportunities and situations. Yeah. So opportunities for you to continue to grow. Collaborations are great. Don't feel like you always have to do everything yourself on your own, all of those things. So collaborations with other practitioners, with other, people, working with mentors, these are all great ways of gaining strength and gaining knowledge and, enhancing your skills, right? And I just love, it says, new story, alignment, it's coming together. Literally just trust the process. They're saying continue on your path. You're doing so beautifully. Allow the fails to come, right? Because you always want to fail forward. So how can you fail effectively? Learning how to fail effectively when you do. Celebrate your wins, celebrate your losses. And again, that detachment is a word that's like a neon sign in my mind right now is how I'm saying it. Visually, it's just like detachment. Allow yourself to practice detachment a little bit at a time, because the more you can practice detachment, the lighter you're going to be. And so as you move from transition to transition, there's less for you, how do I say, there's less baggage for you to go from one to the other. Does that make sense? So you're not carrying this, emotional attachment to everything that happens. So growth, I'm seeing so much growth for you, allowing it to come together. And remember, make this your own. Whether it's your spiritual practice, your professional, if there's a combination of the two, whatever it is that you're doing, remember to make it your own. So be as authentic as you can with it, because it's your energy that's going to draw people in for you to help. Okay. That's what makes the difference in everything. There are 1,000,001 people that can do readings and Reiki and all these things, and everybody's very talented. However, you are going to have very specific people that are come to you for very specific reasons, and it's because you are the only person that can give them that energy. Okay, so don't worry about oh, can I attract? You're going to attract the people that you're supposed to work with. Like I always say, there's 7 billion people in this world. I don't need to be responsible for 7 billion people, nor do I want that responsibility. So I do collaborate with other providers and whoever, and I refer out all the time, and they refer to me all the time. But that's a network. Be very careful about surrounding yourself with people who are in that lack state of mind, right? So what is a lack state of mind? Someone who is concerned about not having enough customers, not having enough money, not having enough resources. We are going into 2023. We are literally in the age of information. Information is literally at our fingertips. So whatever you don't know, you can Google, YouTube, research, whatever it is. The information is there. So you have the power to do it, right? People that you try to collaborate with, as soon as now this will happen when you perhaps have a very intense energy or whatever, maybe their energy just doesn't match. they will, I don't want to say block you, but not be supportive. That's a better politically correct term. They won't be as supportive in trying to work with you and collaborate, because they'll be in that mindset of you're their competition. And the reality is that we don't have there is no competition, right? Again, like, I don't worry about being a competition with Miss Debbie or Kit or anybody else on here, because everybody has their own, and we all have very different skills, right? Everybody does very different readings. So my readings are more focused on, soul enhancement, personal development, that type of things, but, and so I don't have any competition with anybody, because everybody has different skills. And so I don't worry about that. And again, it's just one of those things where who you surround yourself with is who is either going to hold you back or lift you up into this next step. So be very, very mindful of who you have around you, because my mother used to say crabs in a barrel. Crabs in a barrel. You see one crab trying to get out and there's three more behind them trying to pull them back in. That happens in real life too. It is terrible when it happens in real life. But the reality is we don't realize it always straight away, because a lot of times that's within our intimate circle. Friends, family members, associates, whatever. So just be careful when it comes to that. But as long as you stay within your, within your path, you're going to be absolutely fine. They're going to absolutely love it. So again, it's coming together, new story, new beginnings, new time. But as I mentioned before with the other reading, in order for something to be reborn, in order for something new to happen, detachment from the old, so that way you're not bringing it in. Thank you, Miss Brenda, for sharing. I appreciate you. I heard a saying a few years ago that I think it was Trent Sheldon. He's a motivational speaker person guy. He said, not everybody in your circle is in your corner. And that left a huge, huge imprint in my brain and in my heart and in my soul. And I was like, wow, if that is not the most true statement that I've ever heard. Not everybody in your circle is in your corner. And there's nothing more true than that. And unfortunately, I think we all have learned that the hard way. But that's part of the growth also. I know we talked about, excuse me. I know we talked about frequency before. And remember, as you shift frequency and as you start moving up and as you start focusing your energy, and this is for everybody, this is kind of a blanket statement, yeah? But as you start moving up and changing and having more self-awareness and being more focused on yourself and your growth and those things, the people around you are going to change, because a couple of reasons. Yeah, the energy, they may not vibe on that same energetic level. And that's absolutely okay. It doesn't mean that it's a good thing or a bad thing. And I kind of want to bring that to your attention of not labeling things as a good thing or a bad thing. Things are just as they are. They're not a good thing or a bad thing. Those are things that just happen. Again, I'm practicing detachment, right? But if you allow that to just be part of, this person was part of my life for a season, thank them, honor them, grieve the loss, absolutely perfect to do as well. Fine, no worries. And then, what did I learn from this? Was I the best version of myself for that person in the relationship? Right? And those are very real conversations that we need to have with ourselves. Could I have been a better friend, mother, sister, daughter, whatever? No? Okay, well, how do I fix that this time around? Right? How do I go into that and heal that? Because as much healing as we do, there's always some little unhealed, trauma that that starts showing up. And that's okay. That's what it's supposed to do. You're supposed to heal and then do your things. And then as you grow, a little more comes out and that heals a little bit. So you start healing a little bit at a time. And that's how growth happens, right? It's not necessarily healing everything all at once, because think of all the trauma that we've experienced within our lifetime. Could you imagine having to face all of those things all at once? No, we spent years, trying to deal with pain. Now, dealing with the healing part of it, that's going to take time. So this is the opportunity for us to practice self-compassion, patience, understanding, kindness. All of those is self, right? Self-love, self-compassion, patience, kindness. Again, because everything starts with us, and then everything that's outside of us is a mirror of what's happening inside. Like attracts like. So if you are in a state of abundance and happiness and joy and success and gratitude and all those things, you are going to attract people of that same energetic frequency. And that's why those others start to fall off. As you were saying, friends and family that lost your circle. Isn't it powerful though? Yeah. So it's one of those things where you start realizing that that's okay if they fall off. Be careful of attaching yourself because they have a label a family member, label a friend, the labels that people carry. Oh my gosh, they hold so much weight, don't they? They hold so much weight because that label will keep us a lot of times attached, not just to the person, but also to the toxic relationship that's in it. True? So, my brother is a very, and I'm not saying my brother, but I'm just saying in general, like as an example, my brother is a very toxic person. He's abusive. He's a narcissist. He's this, he's that, but he's my brother. So, I kind of have to deal with him and love him. No, you can love him. You can love him, but you can love him from afar. You can love him from over here. You don't need to love him here close. Because if it's abusive, then it's not healthy. Then what do you think that does to you? We cannot heal in the same place that we are experiencing pain and trauma. Can't do it. Can't do it. We cannot heal in the same place that we are experiencing pain and trauma. Growth happens when you put yourself in an environment free of that. And you can sit and be in a place of peace. It's not for them to understand. It's not for them to understand. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay that they don't understand. You can explain it as simply as, I've gone through some changes. I've made changes. That's really it. And again, your vision, your journey, I like it or understand it, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it is your journey and it is your mission. What happened today? Yeah, me too. I went back and continued because of the relationship or titles that they had in my life. Me too. Me too. But here we are and we are thriving. So continue on to your path and you are loved and supported. Oh, well, there was a thank you for coming to my TED Talk moment. Oh man, yes. So, all right, who's ready for another reading? Oh man, it was so great doing the reading for you, my dear. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. Yes, you may. I need to get into a habit of putting the people's names up on the screen when I'm reading. There we go. Is it? I think I've read for you before, haven't I? Viwe? Yes, I think I have. I remember having this conversation with you. I remember your name. I still don't know if I said it right, but if I didn't, please forgive me. That is not my intention to be spirit messages. Okay. To be disrespectful. For you, we have, there it is. Cards flying out. We have the spirit messages deck. Oh, perfect. Yay. Good. I always get so stressed out because I don't want to disrespect anybody's name. Because I'll chop up a name really bad. It's so bad. But that's okay. People chop up my name all the time, so it's all good. I love this. This is so beautiful. Okay, so the first card that actually fell out of the deck for you was Believe, the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible. The difference between success over failure and all above who you are is the power of belief. And this, I just got so many chills reading. Your next card is the Trust card. While your logical mind is dictating supposedly a clear direction, your soul's inner guidance is urging you to follow the alternative path. The logical path that may be one that you consider safe and more familiar, but you could be missing out on boundless opportunities and so much more. And look at that inner compass. Look at that inner compass. Are you seeing this? Look at that. And I was just getting chills as I was reading that. Your last card is the Cleanse card. Your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take time out for some much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean your house, or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It is time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. Beautiful. So I'm going to work backwards a little bit. I cannot emphasize enough on the cleansing part, right? Again, I know you've kind of followed me for a bit. I've been talking for months about this end of year kind of clearing out, the seasons changing, leaves falling, branches falling out, the winter, the soul is coming for us, at least here on the side. Everything that you are getting ready to come into, you need, hang on, let me say this, because what they're telling me right now is the best example is, in order for you to get new furniture in your house, you have to get rid of the old furniture. Right? That's the easiest way that we can put it. At this point, it is time for you to start taking inventory of what needs to go and what needs to go first, and really prioritize that mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Start going to each one of your houses and checking to see what that is. Because in order for you to receive the blessings that are already there for you, picture it like just you getting a credit card to go to the store and you have everything there that you could possibly need and want. But in order for you to cash that out, you need to empty out those houses first. And that's the easiest way that I can translate what I'm seeing visually in my mind for you. Determining, I'm finding it hard to let go. Okay, very good. Tell me a bit about why you're finding it hard to let go. What is the attachment that you're having? Is it coming from, is it a fear? Because, okay, so it would have to be a fear. So when we're letting go, it's because there's a fear. What is the fear of? So now I'm going to put my coaching hat on a little bit. Because that's the only thing that's keeping you attached. It could be fear of the unknown, so I don't know what I'm getting. But again, this is literally where this trust card comes in. And they're saying to you, we got you. Dictating a supposedly clear direction in your soul's inner guidance is urging you to follow an alternative path. The logical path may be one that you consider safe and more familiar, but you could be missing out on boundless opportunities. So where is the fear? The fear is in not knowing. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to share a very, very quick but very relative story to this. I worked for the hospital, very well-known hospital here. I was in the medical field for 24 years. Very nice, cushy job that I had at the hospital. Worked from home, made my own hours, everything was good. Nice salary, benefits, the whole nine. June of 2019, I hit my head. I ended up with a concussion, a pretty severe concussion. Mind you, I had already been getting messages that I needed to quit my job. Not me. I was not going to quit my job. I had a mortgage, I had a car note, I had 3 children that I needed to support and take care of. There was no way I was quitting my job to do this and my coaching full time. I get the concussion. The concussion was so bad that I couldn't even read medical records, which is all I did. That's all I did for 8 hours. I read medical records and talk to physicians and do education. Look at their records and say, this is what you need to fix. I couldn't look at the page here and transcribe it here. I couldn't do that for months. January of 2020, right before the pandemic hit, I quit my job because I got a message that morning. Quit your job, pull everything out of your 401k, and everything will be fine, but you have to trust us. I did just that. I quit my job, pulled everything out of my 401k. 2 months later, the US was in lockdown. Okay. So now things start shifting and happening. My practice went from just personal development, which I had already started working on anxiety. So this was a time where everybody was having panic attacks. People are at home. They're having all kinds of issues. My practice absolutely changed. Now, are there plenty of bump moments in it? Oh, absolutely. But every single month, my bills were paid. I don't even know how. 98% of the time, it was literally a miracle every single month that something happened. Literally every month. But I learned to trust because they told me to trust. And now, going into 2023, my practice is thriving. I'm doing this once a week, being here with you guys. I do conventions, I do all kinds of things. But it's for me, it's my own. But all of this happened because not only did I trust, but I went into a complete state of surrender. So a complete state of surrender means that I didn't attach myself to, now this took time. I'm not saying that this is an easy task at all. This took time, but I had to physically be put in a situation where I couldn't do my regular 9 to 5 job, because they knew that I would have just stayed. I would have stayed because that was safe for me. I was in a very good position. I didn't need to leave. But right now, I am so happy doing what I am doing that it never feels like work, because I love my clients. I love doing all of the events that I do. I love making, I do whatever I want to do. I make my own schedule. Saturday, I was doing an event at a farmer's market. I had so much fun. I spent like a couple of weeks, preparing, but it was fun. But you trust and you believe and you understand that everything that happens for you. It happens for your growth. As long as you follow that inner compass, there is no failure. They will even though if you may drop a little bit, they're never going to let you hit that ground, ever, ever. And even when it feels like you've hit the ground, they're there to catch you. But you also have to be very transparent and very vocal in your communication with your team, and asking for help and for guidance, and bring in people that are going to help. Never could I have imagined that my life would be how it is now. And I'm not trying to say that in a boastful way or anything like that, because the last 3 years have been learning. And a lot of it was, like I said, every month was a miracle. I don't know how I managed to pay my bills every month. I have no clue. But always. And I had, I think, maybe like a week's window time most of the time, where all of the bills were paid, and then a next cycle of bills came in. And it was like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. Something will happen, and something always happened. But that state of trust and that state of surrender, once you start practicing it, it becomes easier to trust. And that's perfectly okay to have. Sentimental value is fine to have, right? But is it keeping you from doing so many things? If that sentimental value is holding you back, and valuable, is it? No, it doesn't become valuable. Not that I like it, because I was in that same position. So I loved what I did. I loved my physicians. I loved the people that I was working. I knew that I was making a difference. Like, I knew it, right? I knew, because they were so grateful, and I had such a great rapport with them, and everything was great. I had a great time with them, but it wasn't my soul's mission. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. Like, I touched the people that I was supposed to touch. I helped them in certain ways, but there was a restriction because I worked for a very corporate, faith-based organization. So there was only so much advice that I could give, and I had to deliver in a certain way. Here, I talk to my clients like I had to talk to you guys. I mean, this is it. This is who I am. this is what you get, right? But I'm not playing by anybody's rules anymore. I make the rules in my practice, and I'm very transparent about who I am and how I do things and whatever. But again, if it's not something that is your soul's mission, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting time, period. Not only are you wasting time, but there are people out there that are waiting for you and needing you, and they can't find you because you're not where you're supposed to be. Now, I'm not telling you to quit your job and do things. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, figure out, like, what I did was so unorthodox, and I had so many people telling me that I was crazy and how could I, and I thought I was crazy and all those things too. But here I am 3 years later, and I don't work because I don't consider this work. This Even like doing these readings right now, this is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, if it's draining you, my dear, then that's something that you're going to need to look at. And remember this cleanse card. Remember that cleanse card. Because what's not lifting you up and what's not pushing you and what's not for your growth is probably it's not for you. Anything that needs to be forced in our lives is not for our highest good. When we are in a state of flow, then everything just goes with it. The good times and the bad times. We're like this, right? So times are going, everything is working out. We're just thriving. Good. We're flowing. And then we drop a little bit because now there's challenges. Something happened. There's an argument with somebody. Something happened here, whatever that is. Maybe a little bit of health issue, whatever. But if you look at each one of those things as, again, a learning lesson, an opportunity, something that was supposed to happen within that time frame because everything is divinely timed, then we can sit here and practice, that compassion and that love for ourselves that we really need to, because everything that we're experiencing right now is for our soul's growth. That's it. And to learn how to work with other humans. That's it. How could I be a better human to the next person next to me? How can I have more compassion and love for the next person next to me? Makes sense. And I'm mastering it. Oof, I'm trying. It has been, I say 3 years, but it has not felt like 3 years. Like I said, it's only probably maybe the last year and a half that it's really been like, okay, all right, it's okay. But in the beginning, I was absolutely terrified every day I'm pulling cards, and every day I would different decks, and I would get the same cards. Everything is fine. You're on the right path. Everything is good. We got you. And I'm like, yeah, but I got this bill that's coming up. So you guys got a plan for this light bill that's coming up, because I don't know how I'm going to fix this. And then next thing you know, I get a new client, or I get, a couple of readings, and boom, the light bill is paid. Okay. So just one of those things, my friend, just one of those things. But like I always say, so here was my mantra that entire time. Listen, trust, release, surrender. Listen, trust, release, surrender. Listen, trust, release, surrender. So I learned to listen to the messages, to listen to myself, my intuition, to communicate with my team in a way that was effective for me and that was going to help to bring me guidance and wisdom and strength and all the things. Trust. I needed to learn how to trust myself, to trust the process, to trust the pain, to trust the growth, to trust everything that was happening around me. The release doubt, release my insecurities, release attachment, right? So practicing detachment, right? Releasing fear. Everything that was holding me down and holding me back, I needed to release. And then surrender. Being in a complete state of surrender. Just knowing with an absolute fact, not hoping. Fuck hope. Not hoping, knowing. The same way that I know that this shirt is black, I know that this is going to be successful. I am going to be successful. I am successful. My practice is thriving. I am going to, or I am getting, and I am in the state of. Same way that I know that this shirt is black and my earrings are silver, whatever, is how I know that this is going to happen. That state of surrender. I don't need to know how. So not necessarily being involved in the intimate details, because remember, so a quick lesson in manifesting is practicing detachment. Because if you are trying to manifest and you're trying to what's the word, micromanage the entire process to get that thing to manifest, then you're not going to manifest. That means you don't trust the universe to have it do its job. That means that you think you can do a better job than the universe. Well, okay, good luck with that. Right? So when we're manifesting or we're trying to manifest something, there is a level of detachment and surrender that needs to happen, because you cannot micromanage the process. You don't need to be involved in the intimate details of your manifesting. What is it that you want? Wake up a new person. I love this. Oh, wait. Yeah, I need to put this. I love this. This is it. This is why I do what I do. Right here, right now, that comment is why I do what I do. This is it. This is my why. Right? So when you can set your intentions on something, be very, very clear and very specific. Because again, quick lesson in manifesting, the universe doesn't care if you order if you want like a red car, it doesn't care whether you get a red car that works or a red car that doesn't work. It's going to give you a red car, right? So if you're trying to manifest a red car, okay, you may get a red car that's an absolute piece of crap. No, I'm going to manifest a red car that is great on mileage. It's very dependable. It's sporty. It's chic. It's brand new. I have, all of the warranties, the bells and whistles, da, 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 da. I see myself in it. I can smell the leather. I can smell all of these things. I can hear the stereo. Be in that car, right? So you see how specific I got instead of just saying, hey, I want a red car, because the universe will give you a red car. Again, it doesn't care if the red car works or not. Have somebody who complain, but you got a red car, right? So as you get very specific in that, now what happens? Now, this again, we're going to talk frequency and energy, because that's where the manifesting comes in. That's what binds it, if you will. So why is it that you want that red car? Well, yeah, you might just want a new red car because it probably looks really good and, it's time to get a new car. But also, like, I worked really hard for this. I got a new job. This is going to support this new, this new life that I'm in. I need something that's going to be, very dependable to get me to and from, the university, or to and from work, or whatever that is. And just give yourself your why as to that red car, aside from I just want it. Okay. Now we've got the details. Now we got our why. Now we create the sensory part of it, because the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what happens in real time or whatever we feed it. So if in your mind, you can close your eyes, put yourself in a meditation. And again, I'm just using the car as an example. This can literally be done with anything. But if you see yourself in that car, windows down, top down, you put that bad boy into gear and you are doing the legal speed limit. Okay, I won't do the legal speed limit. I may or may not have a heavy foot when it comes to my driving. I'm not even gonna just like try to, whatever. But you really have to be in it, is what I'm saying, and feel the experience. And once you feel the experience and you're in gratitude for that experience, well, now that solidifies it. And do this for at least the minimum of 20 seconds. 30 seconds would be great. 20 seconds minimum. It takes about 16 to 18 seconds, from what I've read in research, that the frequency goes out to the universe for it to respond and receive and all those things. It takes 16 to 18 seconds. I'm an overachiever. I'll give it a couple more seconds. just because I like to be in that state of gratitude. It's a stronger feeling. That vibration is going to go. You can say all day, I want a new red car. But if you don't believe you deserve it, if you don't believe that you can have it, if you don't see a way of achieving it because you don't know the intimate details of getting that red car, guess what's going to self-sabotage and not get that car. So you need to just be in it, have the experience, be in gratitude, and then let it go. And the universe do its thing. How many of us here order from Amazon or some other online service? You go in, you place the order, you pay, you hit click, send, submit, whatever process, and then that's it. And you just know that within a couple of days' time, you're going to be getting your package. That is the same exact thing with the universe. Hit submit and let it go and wait for your package to arrive. Yes, and the universe does pay off. But here's the thing. The universe doesn't care about good or bad, right or wrong, whether it works for you or not works for you. It's going to deliver whatever you ask it for. The same way. So like if you order something from Amazon and you order a size 8 and you know for a fact that you are not a size 8, Amazon doesn't care that you're not a size 8. It's going to send you a size 8 because you ordered a size 8. Me trying to fit into a size, 6 or 4, whatever. Yeah, I can order it all day long, but the way my hips are made, yeah, no. It'd be like, where am I supposed to? No. So, but it doesn't care. It's going to deliver whatever you order. Same thing with the universe, my friend. Well, good. I'm glad you like my examples because I tend to speak a lot in examples. All right, my friends. This was such a wonderful night. I love hanging with you guys every week. You guys are so, so, so wonderful. Thank you, Wei, for your love and your patience and your support. I love this. I'm definitely waking up as a new person. I'm digging this. Please keep in touch. Please keep in touch and let me know how you're doing. Love hearing the success stories or even the struggle stories. So like, that's okay too. That's why we're here. I will see you guys next week, same bat time, same station, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever that looks like on your end. Thank you for your love and your support. Couldn't do the show without you guys. I will see y'all next week. Stay safe. Be good to yourselves. As always, have a wonderful and magical week. Blessed be.